On this slide, we're going to be creating candy rhythms and then changing them to our rhythm notation. So what we're going to do to start is an example here up on the board. You can see that we have 4 lines, and those 4 lines represent 4, think back, 4 steady beats. Remember, steady beat is like the heartbeat of our music. And we're going to pick some candy to go on them. So for now, we have the Kit Kat, the Twix, or the Silence, a quarter rest. So I'm going to go ahead and create a rhythm up here. Yours, of course, can be different as long as it's 4 steady beats. So I'm going to choose a Kit Kat. And I can either use my mouse, left click and drag, or I could click on it and use my arrows. So this time I'm going to use the arrows on my laptop. I'm going to go ahead and put that Kit Kat right there on that 3rd steady beat. Now, one thing to remember is if we use a rest up here, we need to make sure that we use a quarter rest when we convert it as well. It will stay just like it is. And for my 4th steady beat, I'm going to use the Twix. Use my arrows to put it right up there on that 4th steady beat. So now I need to think about, I have Kit Kat, Twix for my 4 steady beats. So I need to make sure that I now make that candy rhythm into a rhythm that has quarter notes and eighth notes. So I have a what on my 1st steady beat? A Kit Kat. So I need to put what it is in music notation on this 1st steady beat. So I have my choices down here. So our candy rhythms are the first 3, and the second 3 are our notation. So we have the quarter rest, the 2 eighth notes, or the eighth note, or the quarter note. So we have the quarter rest, 2 eighth notes, or the quarter note. So we have 1 and, or 1. So let's see. My 1st steady beat, I have a Kit Kat. Kit Kat 2 sounds or 1 sound? Kit Kat. 2 sounds. And in notation, 2 sounds as 2 eighth notes. So we're going to go ahead and drag up those 2 eighth notes. So Kit Kat converted is 2 eighth notes. Now what about quarter rest? Our choices are quarter rest, 2 eighth notes, or a quarter note, 1 quarter note. Well, we said that the quarter rest stays a quarter rest because we're already using notation up there. So let's go ahead and just put that right on that steady beat. Now for Kit Kat, we said Kit Kat was 2 eighth notes. So we'll go ahead and drag up those 2 eighth notes to that 3rd steady beat. Now let's look at the 4th steady beat. What do we have on there? What candy? It's a Twix. And how do we perform Twix? Twix. So how many sounds is that? 1 sound. Which choice down here for notation is 1 sound? Is it a quarter note, 2 eighth notes, or a quarter note? A quarter note, because there's sound, not silence. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that quarter note up. Now, if I wanted to perform this rhythm using numbers, I would say 1 and 3 and 4, or T, 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 ta. That would be how I would perform that rhythm. So here we have converted a candy rhythm into a notation rhythm, and that will be your job. So make sure that you create your own rhythm with the candy and then convert it. When you're done, go ahead and go to the next slide.